Today's video is going to be about conditional probability. And from the previous lecture, you were given the probability A given B is the probability of A intersection B over the probability of B. And I want you guys to take a minute to conceptually think about what's going on here. So if you notice, this is a conditional probability, and it's saying that B has happened. So that's changing the universe from this larger view of what's going on to focusing specifically on being within this area. So you want to know the probability of A happening. You take the number of elements in A that's in this universe, this new universe that we created, divided by the total number of elements in this universe. And I want to take a few minutes to just look at this visualization of what's happening. There's balls being scattered throughout space, and they have a chance of landing on A, landing on B, or landing on A and B, or everything outside the universe. And you can see here, you can use these sliders, and you can slide and change the probability of A. So if you want to change the A bar, and you can see how changing that changes these two probabilities. Hopefully you can visualize those circles, the circle of A and the circle of B, and then where they overlap, and then changing A and changing B. So I want to give you guys a few minutes to play around with this and see if you guys can visualize what's going on when we talk about a conditional probability. Now that you've had a few minutes to visualize that, we're going to look at an example. This example could be drawn in a Venn diagram, but they give us a table, which is a little bit more organized to go see what's happening. So we had 100 students surveyed, and they decided to pick the superpower fly, invisibility, or another superpower. And then they were separated by male and female, and we got the information here. It says, if a student was chosen at random, what's the probability that they chose fly as their superpower? So this is this warm-up problem from before, so I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to think about that, and then I want you to go ahead and enter your answer. So you should have, and ask for probability, so it's going to be the number that can fly over the total that there is. So that's going to be the number of students that picked the superpower to be flying over the total. So 38 over 100, which is 0.38 or 38%. Building up here, we're going to look at the probability that they were male. So give you guys a few minutes to think about this and then input your answer. And the correct answer there would be the total number of males divided by the total number of people surveyed. So 48 over 100 would be 0.48 or 48%. Here's where we get to the new stuff. So we see something like this is a conditional probability. We're only talking about the students that decided to choose fly as their superpower. So our universe now is only going to be these people. And we want to know what if a student was chosen at random, what's the probability that the student was male given that they chose flying as their superpower. So we want to know how many males chose flying. So males that chose flying, right, so I have 26 males that chose flying over the total number of people that chose flying, which would give us 13 over 19, or approximately 0.68, 68%. This next example is very similar, but now we say the probability the student chose flying given that the student was male. So I'm going to pause this for a minute, and I want you guys to work through this and go ahead and input your answer. So on this one, our condition is they're male, right? So now my universe is only the number of males that were surveyed. And I want to know specifically how many of those decided to, or the probability that out of that group they chose flying. So that would be 26 over 48, which would equal 13 over 24, which would then be 54%, or 0.54. I hope you found these examples to be beneficial. If you want some more practice, you can find it on Khan Academy and get some examples. And if you get stuck, you can watch a video that was created